doing the state AA tournament in Great Falls last week, and boy, what a tournament that was.
And there's Wallace in your screen there. I understand she's got the national tournament this year for NAIA.
First time selected to referee at the national NAIA tournament. Quite an honor. And we're set to go with our tip-off tonight from the Civic Center. Glad you could join us throughout the state of Montana and on OmegaTVP.com if you're watching on the old computer tonight. West will jump up against Jill Feller, and the tip is controlled by the Lady Warriors of LC State. A great three-point shooting team, and they started off right there as Hazlett out of Superior, Montana, bombs a three, and they did this last night. They got an early three and led throughout the entire game.
Well, and they're just unconscious with the three-pointer. They'll come down and put it up. They press nice. They get that up-tempo game, and nice job by Tate inside. She was on fire yesterday. First half, 16 points in the first half. Most of them three-pointers. She really led the Bulldogs.
She misses a couple there after a nice pass inside by Bobby Sir. So the Warriors from LC State on top now by 5 as the jumper is put in by Kendra West. West averaging almost 11 points a game for Coach Brian Orr in his second year as the head coach of the Warriors. And Coach Orr talked to us before the game, Joe, and talked about pressing the entire game.
Yeah, and they'll switch up defenses. They'll do a press, they'll do a trap, they'll come back in zone, they'll be in man sometimes. Yesterday's game, Western played Rocky Mountain. Rocky Mountain got up on them by 12, and Western was very much like they started in this one. They missed some outside shots. They had a lot of turnovers against the pressure, and then all of a sudden they just kicked it in and went on a 40-8 run and really blew out Rocky.
Lady Warriors down court. The offensive board put up not good. And Jill Feller there to pull down the rebound for Western Montana under Coach Kevin Englund. Feller, a good rebounder, one of the best in the Frontier Conference, averaging better than 8 boards a game. Inside it's Bobby Sir. Bobby Sir, a perennial all-star in the Frontier Conference. Carly Tate's shot not good. She's now gone 0 for 3 to start, so not the quick start that she had the other night.
Yeah, she was very confident. Three-point shot, very tight rotation. Everything seemed to work very well for Carly in the game against Rocky Mountain.
So a patient Jessica Foote now handling the basketball. 4-0 our score, as that first basket by Hazlett was called just a two-pointer. Now the long three-pointer, in and out, not good. The ball tipped around. Foote battles for it, but Carly Tate's there, and she's going to be fouled. I think this one's going to go on Kendra West. That'll be her first, and the first Warrior team foul. There you see Brian Orr in his second season. Former assistant coach at Montana State, was going to be the head coach at the University of Great Falls, then was hired at Montana State by Frank McCarthy and has done a great job replacing Mike DeVilbiss at Lewis Clark State.
Now something to watch for, something he mentioned to us beforehand, is the elevation here is quite a bit different than for LC and Lewiston. They're about 700 feet, they're about 6,000 feet here in Butte, Montana, so a little difficult for them later on in the game.
Bobby Sir handling the ball up front, she turns it over, the first turnover of the ball game for the Lady Bulldogs. And the long three-point bomb is going to be short. This time that was put up by Kyla Harris. It goes out of bounds. And it'll stay with LC State. Brian Orr now coaching things up. A better crowd on hand tonight than there was here last night at the Butte Civic Center. So you had a chance to watch those ball games.
Yeah, they were really blowouts. Games just kind of caught fire. And one reason Jessica Foote was a reason that Lewis Clark was so good last night with the perimeter shots. It seemed to open up the inside game for Kendra West as the game progressed.
And the Warriors have jumped out to a 7-0 lead. Another turnover for the Bulldogs of Western Montana. Down court quickly. Here comes Jessica Foote. And is stopped short in her tracks by Bobby Sir. They swing it right side. Alicia Hazlett. She's out of Superior, Montana. I think she's got some Butte.
Grandfather from Butte, Montana. Everywhere you go, it's Butte, Montana. Everybody's from Butte.
Or they say they are. It's a great place to be from, right, Joe?
That's right.
Inside, Jill Feller. She's going to go off the glass. Not good. A good-looking pass by Epler. You know, Epler leads the nation in assists, averaging better than 5.3 a game.
Boy, Western's had some great looks. They've had looks from the perimeter. They've had looks inside, just not connecting on them.
Foote is picked up by Dickerson, the senior guard out of Auburn, Washington. Foote goes down, has it stripped away, and Carly Tate there to get the ball for Kevin Englund's Lady Bulldogs. Epler, the Helena product, is going to be fouled and should go to the line to shoot a pair.
Epler very good at drawing fouls. One of the leading free throw attempts persons in the conference. And this is why she's just got a strong body. She's able to use that body to protect the basketball and get to the line quite often.
Amy Sim gets the personal foul, her first, team second, and at the line is Epler. The freshman's first free throw bounces around and falls off. So the goose egg still on the board for Western Montana College. Epler on the season, 74% free throw shooter. And her second free throw also not good. So a cold start here for the Lady Bulldogs as they trail 7-0 to a very explosive LC State team. Pass intended inside for Kendra West, a turnover, number 1 for the Warriors. And they'll give it back to the Lady Bulldogs. And again, Joe, full court pressure. 2-2-1,
full court pressure, more of a token pressure, just looking to maybe make a little bit of a mistake out there, unforced.
Epler very patient, gets it to Bobby Sir, now to Carly Tate. And the Lady Bulldogs will set the offense out of the University of Montana Western. Tate to Epler. She'll fire up a three-pointer. It's short. The rebound pulled down by Bobby Sir. Up and under, not good, but she'll go to the line to shoot a pair.
First time Bobby Sir's actually got a chance to square up to the basket, and Western Montana's going to have any success in this game. This lady's got to be a part of it. Great rebound here by Bobby Sir. Very efficient player on the floor. Last year's MVP. The year before that, she was the MVP. Technical foul on the floor.
That's a technical foul on Brian Orr. He's got to be careful because 2 and he's gone. His assistant, Breanne Kotwitz, who just had her jersey retired at LC State, former great player at All-America guard out of Bozeman, Montana. There you see Brian Orr. I think it'd be safe to say he's not happy with the call.
Wow, did his face get red there?
And he wasn't happy. He just kind of went off.
And he sends the best free throw shooter to the line to shoot the technicals, 84% for the season. Bobby Sure, everything. She leads the league in steals, field goal percentage. She's 66%, Bruce, from the field. She's second in scoring. She's, what else she got there? She's first in rebounding. She's everything.
She's got a chance to be the MVP, and Joe will announce that at halftime.
That's right. She was an All-American last year, second team All-American. Doesn't dribble when she shoots her foul shots, just catches it. Works for her.
Is that where catch and releases come from?
I don't know. I thought that was something with the fishing game.
And she makes 4 in a row, so the 7-0 lead has been cut to 7-4. And we're going to take a break. So the PPL Montana scoreboard has LC State leading the University of Montana Western 7-4. Back with more from the Butte Civic Center in the Frontier Championship.
Hey, has anybody shown you kids the proper way to shoot a basketball? It's all about beats. Got to have balance, elbow in, eyes on the target, and follow through. Hey, let's see what we got here.
Hey, thanks, mister. What are you, some kind of coach?
No, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Stay smart in Montana. There's a Holiday Inn Express near where you want to be.
Spinach, carrots, greens, that's our dad, Kelly. And those keep you healthy and strong. And spinach.
Meatballs and mini spaghetti and meatballs. Mom and Dad, when you're shopping the Chef Boyardee section, don't forget the kids or the grandkids. Don't forget the Chef Boyardee mini bites. And LC State will have the basketball and the lead at 7-4 after the 4 free throws by Bobby Sure. And their good defensive pressure. Carly Tate, nice job. The turnover is number 2 on the Warriors.
That's something Western Montana has really lacked here in the first 5 minutes of the first half. Not a lot of foot movement, not a lot of defensive energy. Sometimes that gets things going for you, get some easy scores. It's going to be tough for them to score from the perimeter unless they really buck up here on the shooting here, Bruce.
And as Ron Davis pointed out, they gave the Lady Bulldogs some momentum. There's Jill Feller, the 6'3 transfer. Inside, Bobby Sure. She has all 6. And the Lady Bulldogs have scored 6 straight.
And the first field goal for Western, they were 0 for 6 prior to that.
Took them almost 5 minutes to get their first field goal. Jump shot short. And the rebound is pulled down by Kendra West. Nice job in the offensive boards by West. Foot, dangerous three-point shooter. Inside the jumper is not good by West, and the rebound, Bobby Scher. And Western has a chance to take the lead. Effler to Feller. Nice look inside. Feller takes the dribble, puts it up, not good. Maybe an unwise dribble.
Yeah, it looked like she could have just caught and went up last night watching Jill. She was very smooth with just receiving the pass and taking it up to the rim.
And the turnover there will give the basketball back to Western. And we take a look at it here. Just good defensive pressure. Carly Tate with some help from Dickerson, and the ball's going to go back to Western.
Kind of unaccustomed right there. LC, one of the better teams that taking care of the basketball. Just 14 turnovers throughout the season a game.
Bobby Scher misses badly, and the rebound pulled down by Jessica Foote. And the Lady Warriors have the basketball and the lead.
Not something you say very often. Bobby Scher misses badly, 66% from the field.
She does it all for Coach Kevin Englund in his 7th season at Western, and his 8th season won't be as much fun with Bobby graduating. West at the free throw line. She's going to be hacked. I think that one's going to go against Epler.
We got a special guest here in the booth. We're going to get a little bit of expert commentary tonight. Melissa Joyritter, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Melissa was one of the great players from Montana Tech this year, had some games in the 30s. Tell us a little bit about both these clubs. I know you've had some pretty good battles this year.
Yeah, we played LC real tough, and we've also played Western tough our last meeting with them. And coming out in the very first couple of minutes, LC came out real strong and tough, so I think it's going to be a good matchup.
What's the toughest thing when you're playing against Western Montana that you really got to deal with out there?
We concentrate a lot on Bobby Scher. Of course, Bobby Scher, you know, she's one of the national leading scorers. That's one of our main focuses when we play against Western is Bobby Scher.
They got so much size with Feller inside, too. Then they can also shoot the three-pointer. We saw Carly Tate and Epler last night with them.
Yeah, they can. Every player on their team, on the bench, coming in off the bench, they got Jill Feller, Jen Roberts that also comes out off the bench that replaces Feller real well. And everybody that comes off the bench plays real well for them.
Lee Flegmeyer has checked in for Kevin Englund, Lady Bulldogs, 5'7" senior big timber. Turnover number 3 against the Lady Bulldogs of Western.
Turnovers a key anytime you play against Western Montana. They'll turn it over. They 20 times throughout the season. Did you guys see that when you played against them with the Diggers?
Yeah, we forced a couple turnovers on them. We ran a 13 press on them, and that gave them a little bit of trouble to get us back into the game. What you got to do, just like right there, once you get a turnover, you got to be able to convert on the basket.
When you played against LC, they were really tight ball games both times. What did you guys have success with when you played against the Warriors?
Our guards did an awesome job of shutting down the three-point shooters. They didn't get many three-point shots off. Last night, LC shot 13 three-pointers, and when we played them, they didn't shoot that well against us.
And Jessica Foote has one bounce over the top of the backboard and out of bounds. She's going to be replaced in the lineup. Alicia Hazlett back in, replacing Foote. So again, full court pressure. Put up by the Warriors of Lewis Clark State out of Lewiston, Idaho. A team that's joined the Frontier a number of years ago and has been a power ever since they came in. And that's going to be a foul. I think that one's going to go against Amy Sim, and that should be her second.
Just getting there a little bit too late this time is Amy Sim, and knocks Roberts to the floor pretty hard. Now, Melissa, this last season, you really turned up your game. What was the big difference for you?
Our guards did an awesome job. I have to give a lot of my credit to the guards. They got they hit a couple outside shots in a lot of the games, and that made the defense pull out on them, and it opened things up on the inside a lot. I have to give a lot of the credit to the guards. And
a lot of off-season work too, right?
Yeah. I worked a lot on the off-season with Deanne Johnson, Chris Mowat, and John Thatcher helped me out quite a bit this summer too.
Stop wearing socks.
Yeah.
Why doesn't that man own any socks? Every time I see him, he's sockless.
I don't know. I've never seen him wear any. I don't know.
Jennifer Roberts at the line. She misses the first. The personal foul was charged, I believe, to Amy Sim. There you see now the three-person broadcast crew.
That's right. We brought Melissa in, and you've done a great job, Melissa Joy. Thanks for
All
stopping
right.
and giving us some insight on the championship game here. And good luck next year with Lady Dicks.
Thank you very much.
And stick around. We're going to introduce the all-conference team at halftime.
All right.
Fill you in.
All right, thanks.
Outstanding Frontier Conference player from the Lady Ore Diggers of Montana Tech, Melissa Ritter. Good player and does a nice job here on the interview. So it's 7 straight now for the Lady Bulldogs, and that's going to be a travel. That one's going to be charged to Hillary Taylor, and that is turnover number 4 on the Lady Bulldogs of Western. Good to see you back, Joe.
That's right. I wasn't too far away from you. You're always complaining that I'm sitting too close to you.
Well, you know, when you sit on my lap and there's a chair right next to me, and I'm a little worried about that sometimes.
You got a very large lap.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And with the basketball, the Lady Warriors, a great look inside. That one goes to Amy Flagg, and her shot is up and good. Amy Flagg out of Missoula. And also, she's a 2-sport athlete for the Lady Warriors, also an outstanding volleyball player.
Well, Amy brings that great inside game that really Lewis Clark does not have.
They'd scored 7 straight, then the Lady Bulldogs had scored 7 straight. And Lee Plegmeyer changes that all around as she gives Western their first lead of the ball game with a 3-pointer. Lee Plegmeyer, who sprained her ankle last night. You'll see some heavy taping on that ankle, but she hits the 3 there. That's going to be a blocking foul.
Amy Flaggs came into this game with a mission, Bruce. She's going to take people right to the rack, make sure she can get herself to the free throw line.
Kyla Harris gets the personal foul. We'll take a timeout. The PPL Montana scoreboard has the Lady Bulldogs of Montana Western on top over the LC State Warriors by 1. Western their first lead of the ball game. It's been not a great shooting first half.
It has not. 2 of 10 for Western. That was only their second field goal right there. Sure had one inside. LC 4 of 14. That's 28% for LC. 20% as LC collects inside. 20% for Western.
Kyla Harris gives her team back the lead as she scores off the glass inside. And the seesaw action continues as Dickerson brings the ball into the front court for the Lady Bulldogs. Bobby Sir up off the glass is good. She is so tough, Joe. She manufactures shots.
I don't know where she shoots them from the hip. She brings them from everywhere. What she does is she makes them. When she puts that thing in, it's got a very good chance of it finding the bottom. Nice screen out by the Bulldogs that time.
As Plegmeyer screened out Alicia Hazlett. Western now with the 1-point lead inside Roberts. Sir almost lost it. Now she does. 6 turnovers, uncharacteristic for the Lady Bulldogs.
Well, they're a very veteran team. As a senior group with Sure out there and Dickerson and the other seniors on the floor, Tate, they've won 104 games.
You know, that is a lot of wins. Kevin Englert, the team that's taken his team to the Nationals 3 years in a row, will go for the 4th time. Long 3-point jumper, bounces around, bounces and falls through. That was Hazlett getting her 5th point, that one from 3-point range, and the lead now is 2 for Lewis Clark State.
You guys are talking about how it's uncharacteristic for Western. It's uncharacteristic.
Having a little trouble with Ron's mic. We'll try to get that thing worked up. Inside, they try to get the ball to Hillary Taylor, and they lose it. 7 turnovers now for Montana Western. And slowly into the front court. Valle, nice up and under move, and I think she's going to be called for the travel. And that's turnover number 7.
Sure, making things happen with shots. She's doing the same thing on the passes, and the other girls on the team aren't always ready for them. A couple of times she's had beautiful passes down underneath, wraparounds, things like that. But, you know, you never know where the ball is coming from, and Bobby Sure's throwing it to you.
You
always got to be ready.
You better be heads up there. You might get smacked right in the noggin with that ball.
Bloody nose.
Dickerson now will come into the front court as she dribbles against Jessica Foote, who's come back in for Brian Orr's squad.
with this 2-2-1. There's a three-pointer by Matter, and she was huge last night, nailing threes for Western, scoring off the bench, Matter and Plagmeyer. But something that's really strong for LC with the full-court pressure is by the time they get across the half court, the Bulldogs only have 19 seconds left to run their set and get going.
Inside flag misses. The rebound pulled down by Shanta Coleman. Coleman, a good rebounder.
And a very good offensive rebounding team. Number 1 in the conference is Lewis Clark ladies. The Lady Warriors hit the boards pretty tough.
Jill Feller gets the personal foul. That's her first and the team's third. Foote now lost the basketball out of it, just dropped the basketball. And the turnover is number 7 for the Warriors of LC State. Lewis Clark came into tonight's ballgame 23-8 overall. They were 11-3 to finish second in the Frontier standings, currently ranked number 22 nationally. Against full court pressure there, Bobby Scher is going to dribble it across into the front court.
She can do it all. Very good ball handler.
Dickerson now will set the offense for the Lady Bulldogs. Bounces it inside to Bobby Scher. Her shot in and out now, oh good. Feller had it, lost it. Dickerson has it, and now Carly Tate ends up with it, and a new shot clock of 30 seconds. No one expected this one to be more than 4 or 5 points when it's over, as Feller now will turn around on in the key. Her shot not good, it goes out of bounds, and it's going to be LC State's basketball.
Both teams to me seem a little bit drained emotionally out there. It doesn't seem like a championship game for either one of them.
Well, we've seen some great ones between these two teams. It was overtime last year. 3 years ago, Joe, it was a half-court shot. I think Ron Davis had the call in that one, along with our friend from Missoula.
Hit the 3 at half court. It was a big, big shot, and it sunk LC State's perfect season, and they both went on to the next summit. Last year, Western was in the Elite 8. This year, they're looking to make it to the Final Four. They really have some great ideas going.
We'll take a break, 7:59 left. The lead is 1 for the Lady Bulldogs back from the Civic Center with Frontier Championship action. Their support of Omega. And here we see some action on the court. A three-pointer this time will be by Lewis Clark State.
Hazlett with the great penetration and kick out from Valle. It's just something that Lewis Clark does very well, and they'll continue to do throughout the game.
And Hazlett shoots 41% from three-point range. Outstanding shooter from long range. A number of these Lady Warriors from LC State. Dickerson now handling the action out front, and she is pestered by Jessica Foote. Drops the ball and now comes back with it. Shot clock down to 9 seconds. They look for Bobby Scher. Inside, good spin move by Scher, and she gets 2 more. She's in double figures with 10.
Both teams have picked their shooting up here as we've gone on, Bruce, and I think this one will get more explosive. LC shooting 35%, 30%, a big score inside by West. 30% being shot right now by the Lady Bulldogs.
And that's a great job of penetration by Coleman, Joe. As we watch this, she makes it all happen as she gets the ball inside.
Great dish inside off the penetration, the drive and the dish.
So that's 4 points now for Kendra West. Her first time at the line tonight, 57% on the season. She pounds that one off the back of the glass, and the rebound pulled down by Bobby Scher. That three-point lead was Western's biggest of the ballgame, now down to 1. Don't forget, we'll have championship men's action in the Frontier Conference Saturday night. Joe and I and Ron will be here from the Butte Civic Center. That proves to be an outstanding tournament.
That could really end up in anybody's trophy case this year.
Another great pass inside, not handled. And Carly Tate comes up with the steal. Both teams now with 8 turnovers in the ballgame.
Carly's brother is the assistant coach at Montana Tech. He'll be in that tournament. Chase Tate. Chase told me he scored 18 points in one high school game. His sister almost beat him in one half.
That three-pointer by Carly Tate's an air ball. And LC State will have the basketball down court quickly, and that's Hazlett. Cross-court pass to Foote. She'll fire the three, and it's short off the front of the iron. And a nice job saving the basketball there by West. Inside, Kendra West will dish it back out. This long three in and out, not good by Kyla Harris.
Western just not moving their feet defensively, not boxing out, getting out hustled out there tonight.
Look a little bit tired. Had some great talks with both head coaches before the game. 2 outstanding coaches, Joe, and very nice guys to deal with. Bobby Scher with the rebound on the short shot by LC State. And here comes Dickerson. Dickerson's that prototypical point guard. She had her eyes up, looking all the way down court, all the way down.
Wonderful player. Also has the ability to shoot from three. Western Montana, a lot of unforced turnovers tonight. Bobby Sure, you can see she's frustrated with her team right now.
Roberts comes back in along with Epler. Feller out. And Bobby Sure, no, she's going to stay in the ball game. She looks a little tired this evening.
Coach England will keep her out there even when she is tired. I've noticed that throughout the season. Tough to take an All-American off the floor.
It is. Coleman now gets it to the baseline to Hazlett, who's picked up by Epler. As we mentioned, Epler leads the nation in assists. That's going to be called on Bobby Sure, pushing off underneath, and that'll be her first personal foul.
Career at Western. Her younger sister has now signed with the Bulldogs, and Billy's going to be joining the squad. Her sister Jerry already finished, so it's been a sure thing down at Western.
And Jerry could have played another year. She did get her degree, and she was accepted to grad school at Washington State, and she's there now getting her master's. Inside, it's Amy Flagg off the glass. Not good. Bobby Sure with the rebound. It's 1-on-4. Dickerson will slow things up and set the offense. Bobby Sure tries to force it inside to Roberts, and it's stolen away.
Sorry, Bruce, go ahead.
Down court, it's going to be knocked around out of bounds, and it'll stay in the hands of the Warriors.
One thing about Bobby Sure is a lot of people told me she don't work hard. She's never, you know, out there hustling or diving or anything. She blocks all these shots. She gets all these steals. She's just efficient. Look at her moving right there. She'll find it, and somehow or another, she ends up with that basketball.
Hazlett misses, and Kendra West gets the rebound basket. She has 6. And the lead back to the Lady Warriors of LC State. Epler with the basketball as we near the 4.5-minute mark here in the first half. Epler will fire the 3, and she knocks it down. Shyla Epler, her first points of the ball game, and the lead back to 2 for the Lady Bulldogs. Foot now against Dickerson, trying to get the ball inside. Most of the Warriors' success, Joe, has come from the outside.
It really will as Shanta Coleman nails a three-pointer. All five players can shoot that 3. They bring people in off the bench who can shoot that 3. They extend you so much, Bruce, that it really is difficult to get to all the shooters.
Each team now with 3 three-pointers in the first half. They're not going to let Epler have a free shot this time. She goes off the glass, and it's not good. And Flagg got the rebound off to Coleman. Coleman does a good job of penetrating. Hazlett now will go off the glass. Bobby Sure there again. Boy, she's always right there for the rebound.
She got a great nose for the ball, very efficient. And I wouldn't want to get her mad.
Epler to Dickerson. The lead is 1 for the Warriors of LC State. Epler dishes inside, and it's kicked out of bounds. It'll stay with Lewis Clark State, but not before we take a break. 3:24 left here in the first half of the PPL Montana scoreboard. The Warriors on top by 1.
The pressure in this game has really been a factor. One, it's forced Western Montana to really get into the shot clock. Look how long this has taken them. They're about 7 seconds, 8 seconds. They finally get it up. When they do get into it, there's a foul committed there, but most times when they've been getting into it, it's a 30-second shot clock in women's basketball, and that's usually down about 20, 19, and so it's taken them quite a while, so they can't really get into their sets like they'd like to against that zone.
Epler now with the shot clock under 10. Inside, Bobby Sure back to Tate. Tate can't handle it.
11th turnover for Western Montana, very uncharacteristic.
That's kind of what Ron Davis was talking about a couple minutes ago, is that a lot of times people aren't ready for Bobby Sure's passes. And that's indicated by the 11 turnovers in this one. Harris backing out of Coleman. Coleman inside, up off the glass, not good. Ball tipped around. Bobby Sure is going to come down with the rebound. I'll be curious to see her rebound totals at halftime. She's been everywhere tonight. Sure now, picked up by Coleman. Coleman, the best defensive player for Coach Brian Orr's Warrior basketball team. Epler thought about the jumper, now drives in and go off the glass, not good.